What's going on, guys? Welcome to Lazy Lens, where we'll be talking about social skills. Oh, sorry. No. What's up, guys? Welcome to Lazy Lens. We will be talking. We will be. Fuck that, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas. We will be. Oh my god. Where we will be talking about social skills, more particularly in correlation with seduction, charisma, being magnetic. I know, bruh, big words. You're not used to them. I know. Big words. I know. I read my dictionary. I know. But that's what the main basis of our channel will be. Why the flip is this computer on, bro? Why the flip? My day back. Oh, okay, man. Okay, man. That's gotta stop, man. Some jazz music on for you. I hope you can hear it. But yes, as I was saying, No, what the flip? Oh my day. Shut down, flip, nigga. Alright. Our content will be based on seduction, charisma and all that. And today's video, we are going to be discussing how to perceive reality. I know. Deep nigga shit. Deep nigga. Okay. We're gonna be talking how to perceive reality. What do I mean by that? And you might be asking yourself, right? How does the perception of reality influence your love life? Can you still hear that? I hope y'all can. How does, the perception of reality affect you, socially speaking? Because I don't want this channel to be purely about, girls, because at the end of the day, that's not my intention. I don't want to just help build your confidence when it comes to women. I want to help build your confidence when it comes to all aspects of social life. And your question might be, hey, how does me perceiving reality have anything to do with seduction, being charismatic, and being magnetic? And if that's your question, you are dumb. Shit, I made noise. You're dumb if you said that. If you ask that question, bro, you'll take a long walk before coming back to this video. Take a long walk. Shame of yourself. But if, God forbid, you did ask that question, here's your answer. How you perceive reality has everything to do with seduction. How you perceive reality has everything to do with seduction, right? Your next dumb ass question might be how? Well, let me tell you. Okay. Think of it like this, right? Let's say these two aspects to how one can perceive reality. One can perceive reality on a physical spectrum, on a physical level, and on a spiritual level, right? I like using those two. It's probably deeper. Fuck it. But you can perceive reality on a physical realm and a spiritual realm. And we're gonna start with the easiest, with the most simple to understand. And that is how perceiving reality physically, or rather, in this case, literally. Take physically as literally, but how you perceive reality physically can impact how you talk, how you're confident when it comes to women and so on and all that stuff. Most people, right, let's be honest, most people, especially nowadays, right, don't think they're attractive. Most people think they're just average. But there are some people, not some actually, there are most people. There are most people who don't think they're attractive at all, right? They don't think they're attractive. There are some who think they are unattractive, right? And even though, hold on, and even though, and those people, sorry, oh my days, even though, yes, man, fucking guy, but as I was saying, these people who view themselves as unattractive, or rather not attractive enough, and those people, it can be a fact, and oh my days, yo man, okay, so okay. That's on. Okay. Alright. Okay. But let's continue. How you perceive reality. Most people can perceive themselves as being ugly or unattractive. Whether that's true or not, the consequences of that are the same. And you might be like, in what way? Someone who views themselves, right, as someone who is unattractive, someone who's ugly, they might say that and not think much about it. You know, they might be like, okay, you know what, I'm ugly, yeah, so what, let's move on. They might be like, oh, I'm ugly, and make a big deal out of it. Whether it's true or not, the impact it has on you will be significant, especially if it's a repeated, for lack of better words, pattern. If it's a repeated pattern, you telling yourself you are ugly. And you know why that's a bad thing? Even though it might be true, even though it might be a lie, because especially if it's a lie, if you tell yourself you're ugly and it's not true, you think, okay, he obviously isn't ugly, he wouldn't really get affected by that since it's obviously not true. Now, let me close this window, bro. Oh my fucking, now I gotta get up for y'all, bitches. Oh my god, bro. Yo, wait. Yeah? Okay, sorry. I'm fucking done. I'm not real, bro. Y'all gotta tell me when I'm doing these crazy shit, bro. Like, it's pissing me off at this. And I'm kidding, but let's continue. You might be thinking, how does the negative perception about yourself influence your life, especially with your ability to get women? It seems so uncorrelated, right? And the answer is the traits. Yes, the traits we associate with what you call yourself. What do I mean? Let me dive in a bit more deeper. Someone whom, whether it's true or not, they could look like Michael B. Jordan, or they could look like a fucking goblin. They could look like a demon. You could look so ugly that it's repulsive, right? But someone who reinforces the fact that they're unattractive, who continuously tells themselves that they are unattractive, right, might not think of it as a big deal. They might not think of it like it matters, but in true reality, the consequences of doing that to yourself are very, very prevalent, especially in seduction. What do I mean? people who say they're unattractive, let's really look at that word ugly. Yeah, let's not say unattractive. No one says I'm unattractive. Everyone says I'm ugly, right? I don't think there's one person who can say, "Oh, I'm unattractive." They'll usually say I'm ugly, right? And most common, what traits, what what He- my man. But what characteristic traits do we associate with ugly people? They are self-conscious, they have low self-esteem, no, they're unconfident, they get bullied, they are sad. And these characteristic traits aren't things we personally come up with. It's things we come up with and things society reinforces through media. You know what I'm trying to say? Through, you seeing it and being like, damn, that nigga's life is tough. Right? And those negative traits, they come connected with that word, ugly, right? Unattractive. Those are the words or the traits that are associated with being ugly. And so by saying, hey, I am ugly, you tell yourself, I'm ugly, I'm wara, whether it's true or not, those traits follow that word. So in your head, you're telling your brain, right? I'm ugly. All right, he said it, right? He said it. We're ugly. And so that means everything that's associated with being ugly is true, right? It has to be. He said we're ugly, right? So it has to be true. It has to be. So, I want to chip. I eat that. No, I'm not saying. Like, it has to be true since you just said you're ugly. That has to be true. So, by me being ugly, because your brain listens to whatever you tell it, bro. If we're being honest, the brain can't differentiate real from false. It can't. That's why, you know what, pornography is so addictive. I don't know if that's bad to say on YouTube, but that's why it's so addictive. Simply because your brain and you know, you you play the skin flute. But when you play the skin flute, right, and you watch that type of media, your brain can't differentiate whether it's real or not. It thinks it's real. Your brain thinks it's real, but your consciousness, right? I feel like most of us like to link our consciousness to our brain. It might be from there, I don't know, but don't, you know what? It's two. Think of it as two different entities. The brain can be fooled, and so can the consciousness. So your consciousness, it knows that, okay, the person that you are right now, the you that can pick something up and drink water, your brain, or in this case, I guess, let me use me as an example. My brain is responsible for the motor skills, for knowing what it is, right? But my consciousness knows, okay, we're drinking water. It knows we're listening to jazz, right? My consciousness is what sees, it's what feels, it's what experiences. My brain is like an operating system for my body, basically. Right? It's like a machine. It's like an engine. Yo. Yo. Okay. Alright. Sorry. My bad. But as I said, your consciousness, it knows that, hey, you didn't chow, bro. You cheated. You did that with your hands. It knows, right? And that's why you feel that severe amount of guilt, right? And so similar things happened with you telling yourself that you are unattractive, that you are ugly. You tell yourself you're ugly. You tell yourself, especially if it's a repeated pattern. You tell yourself this. You tell yourself this. I'm ugly. I'm ugly. I'm ugly. Your brain is gonna say, okay, since he confirms that we're ugly, since he confirms that we're unattractive, that means every other negative trait that comes along with that word is true. That means we're also unconfident. That means we're also self-conscious. That means we also have low self-esteem. It affects you. You know why? Because you perceived reality. Whether or not what you saw, what you perceived is true or not, you perceived it. And you accepted it as I am ugly. Guess what? Now you're gonna act like someone who's ugly. You're gonna be self-conscious now. Now you're gonna be, you're gonna have the traits of an ugly person. Not because you actually are ugly, but because you've told yourself you are. And if you want an example, think of short people. I'm a short person, right? I'm a short person. I've made peace with that. I'm a midget. I've made peace with that. But I don't make it part of my identity. Do you know those people who are like, oh, poor me, I'm so short. Galcopa. I'm short. That's why I don't get hoes. I'm short. Not hoes, women. I'm respectful in this channel. I'm short, Or someone who's like, I'm ugly. I'm ugly. That's why I don't get girls. And then they actually don't get girls. Do you think that's because what they're saying is true, or it's because they've convinced themselves that it is? Deep shit, that I'm too deep. Am I called young? Deep. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, do you think this song is so buns, bro? I'm sorry. Let me listen to Jazzy Night. It's a jazzy night. Do, 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 do. Okay, now sorry. Smooth jazz. Let's play that. Do y'all fuck with that? I can't hear you. Do y'all fuck with that? You don't? You do. Oh, okay. Have a chip. Eat, boy, eat. Come on. Come on. Eat a chip. Ooh, good boy. Want water? I'll give you water. Come on, baby boy. Ooh, drink. Good, huh? I know. But as I was saying, do you think the person who tells themselves they're ugly, who tells themselves they're unattractive, do you think the reason they do not attract is because those things they say about themselves is true? No. That's not the reason they don't pull. The reason they don't pull is because they have identified themselves as people who are short and therefore cannot pull because of that. Do you hear me? Though now? Papa Sapolo, do you hear me now? Okay, that's discriminatory. Or is it stereotypical? I forget. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's like if you identify as something, right? If you identify as someone who is unattractive, you'll gain those traits, and that's the reason they don't pull. Think about it, because I'm short and I still pull, right? They are literally 3-foot niggas. These niggas this tall. Hey bro, I'm not calling anyone out, but these niggas this tall, guy. Do you see this fucking height, guy? They are niggas this tall, and they still pull my bitches. You know why? Because they don't make it. they don't make it their identity that they're short. They don't care. They move like they're not. And boom, they start pulling. You know why? Because they don't continuously tell themselves. They don't continuously perceive reality in a negative way. And perceiving reality can either work for you or against you. There's no in between. Perceiving reality either works for you or works against you. Why? Because most of the time you're gonna perceive reality. It's almost impossible to perceive reality in an indifferent way. It's almost impossible. As a person, you're gonna have biases, you know. You're gonna have stuff that say, I'm I'm a I'm a bit prettier though. Like I'm not pretty. You're gonna have biases, right? So, um, so you can either make arms. You can either make reality work for you, how you perceive reality work for you or against you. Now, someone who tells themselves, I'm actually that guy. Have you seen ugly niggas? Like, you know this nigga is ugly. Pull very, very attractive girls. Simply because I am certain they tell themselves they are the shit. Certainly. They tell themselves I'm attractive. They tell themselves, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Okay. I was waffling then. And you didn't even tell me to calm down. You're a fake nigga. Fake. Hey baba. Oh, fake. Just see. Pissing me off. That pissing me off, James. It's telling me, bro. But notice that there are ugly people who pull girls. There are attractive people who don't. Simply because of the perception of reality. Someone who's ugly perceiving reality as I'm attractive, they tell themselves, oh, I'm attractive, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. Ooh, I'm so fine. They start pulling girls. Not because what they said is necessarily true, but because their brain believes it. Their brain is like, okay, we're an attractive person, and this is how an attractive person is supposed to be moving. So let's move like that. Bro, these flipping ads, girl. No? So that's how you move. Because your brain is like, okay, this is how we're supposed to be moving. Boom, let's move like that. Because when you think of yourself as an ugly person, you will associate everything ugly. You will associate the ugly traits with that word. And when you view yourself or perceive yourself as someone who is attractive, you will, associate those attractive traits alongside. No, you're gonna, oh my god, you're gonna, gents, nous on part. Yo, vas-y. Okay, let's continue. Now I'm trying to say, you're gonna associate those, the traits that come with being attractive with your character simply because you call yourself attractive every day. What's the point I'm trying to make? The point I'm trying to make is that perception matters. If you think negatively, negative things will happen. If you think positively, positive things will happen. And let's go a bit deeper. You might be like, he used attractiveness because it's easy to differentiate and whatever. Okay. Someone who wakes up and says, I am not an impressive person. Someone who tells themselves, hey, there's nothing impressive about me. Are they gonna impress? No. Because you told yourself. That's how you perceive reality. You don't even have to tell yourself. You just have to view yourself in that way. That, oh, I'm not impressive. Boom. No. And funnily enough, right? It has to be so specific. How you perceive reality has to be so specific and detailed that we leave no room for mistakes. And what do I mean by that? In a sense of, okay, if I see a girl, She's walking by and she's so fine. And I'm like, damn, she's so fine. I'm gonna have to try and impress her. Oh, let me try impressing this girl. Even though I never necessarily told myself that I'm not impressive, but I did imply it though. By saying, oh, let me try impressing this girl. Right? Let me try to be impressive. Let me try. Bottom line. Try. Hey, let me try being impressive. And suddenly you're not more impressive. Because why? Trying means you're not. Trying to be impressive implies you're not impressive. Right? Why are you trying to be impressive if you're impressive? Boom. Now, indirectly, unintentionally, you've told your brain you're not impressive. Boom. And then, guess what? You get to that girl. And you move like an unimpressive nigga. Yeah, boo. So, you will move like an unimpressive nigga simply because you implied it. When you see the girl, you gotta tell yourself that, I'm not gonna try impressing her, right? Yeah, she should impress me. Yeah, she should impress me. Let me see if she's impressive, right? Because to be with an impressive nigga, you have to be impressive, right? And as soon as your mindset shifts from negatively perceiving reality to positively perceiving reality, you are gonna see the results. And if your main problem is, oh, I'm ugly, you know what? You're telling me not to think like that, but it's true. Okay, said who? Said who you're ugly? Said who you're unattractive? You know, who decided whether you're attractive or not? Because guess what? Beauty is a societal standard, not a natural one. Beauty is a societal standard. I know this might sound corny, but everyone's pretty, right? Everyone's pretty. Not everyone's attractive. There's a difference. But everyone's pretty, right? In their own unique ways. Everyone has a bit of beauty in them. But only a few people are attractive. Only a few people, not a few, let me not say a few, right? But there's a difference between beauty, being ugly, and being unattractive, right? You can be ugly and be attractive. You can be pretty and be unattractive. Unattractive and attractiveness just simply means your ability to to pull people to you, to magnetize, to be charismatic. That's attractiveness. Do you have the ability to pull people alongside? Do you have the ability to attract like a magnet? Or do you have the ability to repulse? No, that's what the attractive, unattractive means. So you can be ugly, but that does not mean you're unattractive, right? Because you can attract while still being ugly. I might run out of space in like a second. So if the video randomly cuts, I love you. And before you go, I need you to meet my wife. I know what I'm talking about simply because of her. I love her. Say hi, Jupiter. Heard that? Good girl. Yeah, those are it. Yeah. I was just asking if you're cool, guys. Take a chip. Yeah, they're not laced. Come on. They're not laced. Take a chip. Take a chip. You like that, huh? But back to topic. How you perceive yourself. It matters a lot. It really matters a lot. Because it matters a lot. And again, there's no such thing as someone who's unattractive. No, there are a lot of people unattractive. But there's no, damn, am I having a stroke? But there are very few people I know there's no one that's ugly, right? Because beauty is subjective, bro. Right? Beauty is subjective. If you're ugly, you're gonna be pretty to someone, right? And therefore you're not ugly because you're pretty to someone. Beauty is subjective. There's no such thing as being ugly. You can either delude yourself negatively or delude yourself positively. You just gotta ask yourself the question which improves your life. That's it. You just gotta ask yourself which one mostly positively impacts me. Ask yourself that question before you do like, oh, I'm ugly or I'm ugly. Which one makes your life better? Which one makes your life worse? Ask yourself that question, right? Because it's like, if you're gonna delude yourself, at least do it right, right? If you're gonna be a fool, if you're gonna delude yourself, do it right. Do it positively. Why should you do it negatively? Right? Because you're gonna start embodying the things you call yourself. I'm attractive. I'm the prettiest nigga on earth. I tell myself that every day. I carry myself like I'm a king. I carry myself like I'm a king. I'm a god. I carry myself with such high regard. You know why? Because if I'm gonna delude myself, why not do it right? Why should I tell myself that I'm like every other person? Why should I? Hmm? Why should I perceive reality normally? I'm not normal. I know I'm not normal. I'm destined for fucking greatness. Okay, now it look like I just took something up my bum, man. Nah. But no,